Any patient, caregiver, or organization that follows these steps will be able to put together a bit of a plan sufficient enough to start communicating with government. It's not complicated. But again, I think we all have an obligation to provide this framework to people we come in contact with who want to access medications or bring about any other change in healthcare. Continuing on with solutions. Public policy is made and changed by people, even if some of these people happen to be lawyers. And in our system, the place to start is with the person that represents you, your member of provincial parliament. Now, I don't mean to sound naive here. Again, believe me, I worked in provincial government by suggesting that an MPP is going to be able to solve every problem or, to be perfectly blunt with you, care enough to do so. But I have seen time and time again when an access to medications issue is properly presented, elected representatives and even bureaucrats can take on a patient's cause and help bring about change. I have seen it work consistently over and over. Solution number 4, and we're coming back to old principles here. Your key messages. One needs to convey the core elements in a compact manner. This is part of what I teach and train people in terms of what they need to do in terms of communicating and advocacy. Let me give you an example. There's 2 components to a good key message. One is that, as I said, that core element in a compact manner. They say, whoever they is, that the most important thing in real estate is location, location, location. That's a key message. It's pretty simple. It's pretty core. It's the same word 3 times. It's not all you could know about real estate, but if somebody came to you and said, especially in these times, tell me the most important thing I need to know, I hope you would tell them it matters where you buy. But the other component of an effective key message is when you say something that doesn't make sense. So for example, 1 out of 8 men over 50 will develop osteoporosis. That makes no sense. Men don't get osteoporosis. Well, they do, and that is the statistic, and that is true. Simplicity and saying something that doesn't make sense is what captures the listener's attention, what they remember, and what you want them to remember to bring about change. The personal story is a foundation piece in any work in this area, but I tell people it needs to be credible. Your one ask, especially when communicating to government, if you ask for everything, you'll get nothing. You can't ask for everything. I tell patients you must ask for the one thing that you need. It's not that they only need one thing, but they can only ask for one thing at a time. And the point is they need to choose where to focus their efforts in all of the work that they do, or they will not be successful. The traditional ways of communicating with government officials, meetings, letters, and petitions remain and will continue. But it's the new tools that I think are the most fascinating. Social networking and the new tools used to link people together, certainly in healthcare, will bring about tremendous change in the future. Consider this. I was absolutely astounded by this. As of last year, 2008, almost 40% of the people in this country were born on or after 1980. That's depressing too, but aside from that. Born on or after 1980, meaning that all of these people were under the age of, it gets more depressing. All of these people were under the age of 15 when, in 1994, Netscape launched its first web browser. What does this mean? 4 out of 10 Canadians can scarcely remember a world without the internet. 4 out of 10. And in a few short years, probably in a heartbeat, that's going to go to 1 out of 2 Canadians. As patients, although they're young today, as patients, as they get older, they're going to know exactly how to communicate when they're sick. There's going to be no hesitation about what they need to do to bring about change on their own behalf. And finally, just some further statistics as of the end of last year around Facebook to emphasize what's coming to Canada. And these aren't all just young people, by the way. They include seniors, baby boomers, and others as well. So if the old principles are coupled well with the new tools, I'm inherently optimistic about the ability of patients and caregivers to communicate with governments to bring about the healthcare changes they need. Thank you.